How's it going, everyone? One of the announcements from the Game Awards that I think a lot of people were surprised by, excited about, and also I saw a little bit of skepticism as well, and that is the latest in the Elden Ring saga, and that is Elden Ring Nightreign. I don't think a lot of us were expecting that we would be getting a new Elden Ring title in 2025, but we have one with a little bit of a twist. Now, that twist does have some people a little skeptical. However, they've done a lot of interviews and given us more insight about Elden Ring Nightreign, which is a co-op focused action title. However, it should be noted, you can play this game completely solo. If you decide to play it cooperatively, it'll obviously scale in difficulty and everything like that, scale in terms of the HP, and all that good stuff. It's what you would expect out of a game like this, that co-op is optional, and there's a lot of aspects to dissect out of the game. Before I talk about Elden Ring Nightreign in particular, let me try to quell some of the skepticism. You guys, I am incredibly pessimistic when it comes to certain developers, when it comes to certain publishers. I get a lot of the times that you guys are as well, and when something is shifting a little bit, when it's implementing some different elements, that might concern you a little bit. However, in this case, I'm gonna take the meme, let them cook. From Software has earned that goodwill. There are times where I talk about a Ubisoft negatively or X publisher negatively. From Software, you can't deny them. Once they give me a reason to doubt them, you can doubt them. They have yet to. They have been, if not the most consistent, one of the most consistent development studios in all of gaming for the last decade plus. I guess you could throw RGG in there with them, but the fact is they put out Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, Elden Ring, Armored Core 6, and Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree in a 4-year span. Now they're putting out Elden Ring Nightreign as well in 2025. That is staggering. In today's gaming climate, you guys, we do not see this. That amount of content, the average studio takes that amount of time to put out one game, if not longer. Naughty Dog's last major game was in 2020, and their next game isn't gonna be out until 2026 or 2027 at the earliest. Think about that. From Software, with this level of quality, with this level of consistency, they want to implement some new, unique ideas and do something a little bit different that is going to be more of a bridge the gap kind of game, because let's talk about Elden Ring Nightreign now. It is not going to be a full-scale $70 release. It was already noted that it's going to be priced around the same range as Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, which I think makes a lot of sense. You want this game to be a title that people feel like is going to be accessible to pick up given the co-op aspect. So if it's a $40 release, I think it'll be a little bit easier to say, hey, Elden Ring Nightreign's awesome to your friends, and they'll pick it up as well, versus, let's say, if this was a $70 release. I think that makes a lot of sense. And if this is just a bridge the gap kind of game, you know, not to say that it's anything like it, but what Miles Morales was for Spider-Man, that's totally fine. And you know they're still cooking up other titles. You know they've got a lot of irons in the fire. That's one of the most incredible things about From Software, is their output of content. And sometimes you could be like, okay, this is a little bit too much, this is too much Elden Ring, but guess what? If the quality level is sustained, who am I to say it's too much? It's one thing when games are being milked out from a franchise and you feel like it's doing damage to the quality level. From Software has given me nothing at this point to suggest that their quality level is lessening, so this is an instance where I shut the F up as far as what they are doing. I am the gamer, they've earned the goodwill, let them cook. So with that diatribe over, Elden Ring Nightreign is noted to be a standalone adventure within the Elden Ring universe, crafted to bring a new gaming experience. Join forces with other players to take on the creeping night and the dangers within. Join forces with other players and the dangers within, featuring 3-player co-op. And yes, that is the caveat. You do not have 2-player co-op, it is 3-player co-op with uniquely skilled champions and relentless threats. Bit of a roguelike element as well going on for it as well. You cannot play the game as a duo, which I know people are going to be upset about. The aspect of finding a trio in gaming, that's not going to be difficult for most people. It's just, I don't think a lot of games have tasked you in the past with getting 2 other people to play the game. It's generally either you play a game duo, or for co-op titles, a 4-man or like a 5-man team for like a MOBA or something like that. You know, hero shooters go up to 6 with a Marvel's Rival, but you get the idea. 3 players, I just feel like, is something we don't see out of a lot of games. Left 4 Dead, 4 players. Borderlands, 4 players, and those games have the option for 2 players. Dedicated 3-player co-op, it's just something that I'm sure games have done in the past, just not off the top of my head, and it's been something that's worked in the past. It's just only 3-player co-op. I do find that to be a little bit interesting. And speaking to IGN, game director Junya Ishizaki noted the game is designed to be played as a 3-person team, but you can play it as a solo player as well. When asked by IGN if the game can be played by 2 players, Ishizaki replied, no, it's either 1 player or 3 players. Ishizaki elaborated by noting the reason that we went with a 3-player focus was that we wanted to retain the sense of accomplishment you get from battling a boss together or from conquering a map together, and that sense of enjoyment, but we wanted to recreate that in a fresh way, and we felt like focusing on a 3-player co-op experience would provide a brand new sense of accomplishment with it as well. Ishizaki, in the IGN interview talking about the game, also noted, as a developer, I had many ideas for what could potentially be new games during the development of past titles that I've worked on, including Elden Ring. This time, I stepped up as a new director. I was given the opportunity to direct this idea for Nightreign. We've always been seen as a company that makes these Souls-likes or these kind of traditional formula of Souls-like games, and so I saw this as an opportunity to do something different, to challenge both myself and the company to build something new while still using what we've cultivated within our previous titles. Also, personally, I enjoy these co-op multiplayer experiences, and I want to make something that was very much focused on that with Nightreign. He noted, as far as games that were inspirations, I enjoy a whole manner of games, from shooters to board games and MMOs. So basically, we're taking inspiration from a whole range of games and titles, and you kind of see that come through. Seems to be a marriage of a lot of other game ideas and fundamentals that are baked into the Elden Ring formula, and if they view this as something that can be this concoction that's worthwhile as a gameplay experience, again, who am I to question From Software at this point? I'm just a schmuck on YouTube. I ain't questioning these guys no more. He also noted it would be a lie to say there's nothing like that that's inspired Nightreign, or that there is some inspiration there. I enjoy these elements of not just Souls games, but other games where you have these challenging elements or speedrun tactics. It's not just applied to speedrunning, it's like optimizing the gameplay from the player's perspective, how to best optimize the experience and get the most out of it and clear it the best way possible, or the quickest way possible. I enjoy those elements, and I feel like this is a good opportunity to share my love for that with the players. I'm glad if this sort of idea is coming through in Nightreign. So initially, I took the idea to Miyazaki-san, who gave me the green light. He was a little involved in the initial concept phase of the game, but after that, he gave full reign to me. So with that being said, based on that information, if you guys think this is what From Software's main next project is, it clearly isn't. It's more of a side project, and I'm totally down with that. From Software's a large studio. They've got so many different experiences in development. Armored Core just came out. That game was awesome. While the Souls-like titles aren't always my cup of tea, now you're doing it in a different style, and it still might not be for me, but the variety and experiences and all of it being of quality, again, From Software is at such a level where you kinda just have to let them take the wheel, and until they give me any reason to doubt them, I'm not going to. He also noted, we'd like fans to think of Nightreign as an Elden Ring spin-off first and foremost. The story is completely separate and parallel to the world of Elden Rings. If you've had a tie into it in some way, we've had events of shattering in the original game. This is a completely separate branch of the Elden Ring story. We understand that there's a great deal of emotional attachment to the story of Elden Ring that a lot of fans have, so we didn't want to encroach that too much. He was also asked about Nightreign coming to the Switch 2. I'm afraid we know nothing about the Switch 2 at this point either, so it's difficult to say right now. But, yeah, I'm pretty sure they know. I'm pretty sure From Software knows a little bit about the Switch 2. I would think that Elden Ring, the base game coming to Switch 2, is just the license to print money, and I do think that'll happen. But there's a lot of cool information in the IGN interview. It's a very, very lengthy interview, so if you want to know a lot of the design choices, check out that interview. I'll leave a link in the description box below. Most importantly, it should be noted that there will be a network test that will be going live in February, and signups for that test will be going live in January. So given that there's already going to be a network test, we're going to get an idea of what this game is going to entail from a gameplay standpoint, and people are going to try it out. I would imagine that From's fairly confident with it, and even worst case scenario, this is a little bit of a blunder, and that is absolute worst case scenario. Guess what? They're trying something different. It's gonna be at a budget price point. They'll probably learn from doing a game like this and grow as a studio. This is a gigantic W in all accounts, and it's not going to be something that halts the development of other titles either. They've got so many irons in the fire that something like this, I just wish more studios would look at it and be like, hey, we could create a wide variety. I get that not every game is created equally, and maybe from a From standpoint, having bosses from various other of their titles and so on and so forth makes it a little bit easier, but I'm really excited. There's a lot more information to go over, but I just wanted to give you a little bit of insight and also a little bit of a opinion-based point in the beginning as far as not being too skeptical about this game at this point. I can understand having your concerns that this isn't your typical From experience from a Souls-like standpoint, but man, let them cook at this point. They've earned that level of goodwill. That's gonna do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Again, network test, when those signups go live, I will certainly give you guys an update on that, and as we learn more, and we already know a lot more, so expect more content as far as covering the game. But this is one that has my interest, and you guys know I'm not super into the challenging action Souls-like titles, but this one adding a new layer to it has piqued my interest as well. That's gonna do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.